Welcome to Bible Talk Insight. We are so glad you're here. Have you ever stopped to wonder if promises made thousands of years ago could actually have real power in your life today? Well, stick around because we're about to find out how one ancient promise still offers an absolutely unshakable hope for all of us.
Okay, let's get into it. Today, we're going to trace a path from an old promise about a piece of land all the way to the incredible hope we have in Jesus. This is the journey we're taking together today. It's going to be a good one. So, first up, more than just maps. Now, if you've ever tried to read through the book of Joshua, you know what I'm talking about. You hit these chapters with these long lists of boundaries and towns. It's so easy to just skip them, right? But what if I told you those lists are basically treasure maps leading to a profound truth about who God is? Let's go digging.
Everything really kicks off right here with this absolutely world-changing promise God makes to Abraham. He says, "I'm going to bless you, and through you, every single family on earth will be blessed." You see, this was never just about a parcel of land. It's the opening chapter in a story of redemption for the whole world. This promise is the foundation for everything that follows.
So that brings us back to the question, why should we care about all this ancient geography? It's a fair question, really. It can feel a bit like reading an old, dusty atlas. But here's the secret. These aren't just maps. Bible scholars tell us to think of them more like divine receipts, cold, hard proof that a promise was paid in full, and that tells us something amazing about God's character.
And that's the bottom line. Every river, every town, every single border listed in the book of Joshua. It's like a pin on a map that says, promise fulfilled right here. It's concrete evidence that God is a promise keeper. I mean, generations had passed since he first spoke it, but he never forgot. He said it, and then he did it, period.
Okay, so let's look at how this promise went from just a hopeful whisper in the desert to a tangible, lived-in reality. How did God's people finally get to come home?
This timeline just lays it all out so clearly. Think about this incredible journey. It starts with a promise to one man, Abraham. It goes through 40 really hard years of wandering and waiting. Then comes the conquest under Joshua. And the result? Joshua chapter 21 says God gave them the land and he gave them rest, exactly as he swore he would. Not one of his good promises failed. Now that is a track record you can build your life on.
And you've got to hear this part. God didn't put them on some kind of payment plan. The moment their feet touched the dirt of the promised land, they were living in the fulfillment of that promise. They were heirs, right then and there, tasting the goodness of what God had sworn to their ancestors. It was an immediate inheritance.
But there's always a twist. Getting a gift like this is one thing, but living in it, that comes with a challenge. God's blessing wasn't just a free-for-all. It was really an invitation into a deeper relationship, a partnership that would test their faith.
This table shows the two sides of that coin perfectly. On the one hand, you've got these incredible blessings, a home, a just society, God's protection. But on the other hand, there were responsibilities, being faithful, staying away from the idols all around them, and becoming a light to the rest of the world. It was a covenant, a true two-way street.
And right here, this is where their ancient story becomes our story. Because just like Israel, we live in this fascinating, sometimes confusing tension, what theologians call the already but not yet. We have been given so much in Jesus, but at the same time, we're still waiting for something more. Let's unpack that a little.
God makes this foundational truth crystal clear. The land is mine. Wow, that's a powerful reminder, isn't it? Even when they were living in the land he promised them, they were really just tenants on his property. It totally shifts your perspective, and it points to a much bigger reality for them and for us. This world isn't our permanent home. We're just passing through.
So here we are, living right in the middle of that same spiritual tension. On the one hand, we are already redeemed. We are heirs sealed by the Holy Spirit, which is like the down payment of our eternal inheritance. But on the other hand, we are not yet home. As the book of Hebrews puts it, like Abraham, we're looking forward to a heavenly city, a home designed and built by God himself. We're pilgrims on a journey. So the big question is, how do we do it? How do we navigate this already and not yet life? How do we live faithfully when we're caught in the middle? Well, the answer is a process, a beautiful and yes, sometimes challenging journey called sanctification.
Israel's story gives us such a perfect picture of our own spiritual lives. Their conquest wasn't over the day they walked in. There were still battles to fight, territory to take. It's exactly the same with us. Our journey with God is an ongoing conquest. It's a gradual process of letting God take over more and more territory in our hearts. It is definitely not a one-and-done event.
And this whole process isn't some abstract, complicated idea. It's actually super practical. I mean, look at these steps. It all starts with step 1, just yielding our hearts to God. Then, step 2 is about keeping our eyes on the one who gives the gifts, not just the gifts themselves. Step 3 is huge. We have to turn away from anything that tries to take God's place. And finally, step 4, we live it out. We put our faith into action. It's a daily, step-by-step walk with Him. And all of this whole journey, it leads us right here, to the grand finale, to the anchor for our souls while we navigate this life, the stronghold of hope.
I just absolutely love this picture from the prophet Zechariah, prisoners of hope. Just let that sink in for a second. We aren't prisoners of fear or doubt. We are held captive, we're bound by the absolute certainty of God's goodness and His promises. It means our hope isn't just a wish, it's an inescapable reality. Christ is our stronghold, and inside His care, we are securely held by hope.
So let's tie it all together. Our journey of faith really does mirror Israel's. We live in that tension between what we have right now in Jesus and the amazing future He's promised. But here's the most important thing to grab onto. Our hope isn't anchored in how tightly we can hold on. It's anchored in the unshakable faithfulness of a God who has proven again and again that He keeps every last one of His promises.
So here's the question I want to leave with you this week. How can you live today like a true prisoner of hope? How can you walk with full confidence in the promises you've already inherited in Jesus Christ?
Thank you so much for joining us for Bible Talk Insight. We really pray this has been an inspiration for you. And for even more, be sure to check out our bonus and supplemental episodes right here on our channel.
And hey, we'd love for you to become part of our community on Facebook. You can find us by searching for Bible Talk Insight and join the conversation for daily encouragement.
And finally, if this was a blessing to you, would you do us a favor and share this podcast with a friend? And be sure to subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. It really does help us reach more people with the incredible hope we have in Jesus. Until next time, walk in faith.